Because that's how you're going to get the business. You have to know what they need. That's how you get the business. Okay, so let's walk through this pretty quickly, just so you can see the potential of chiropractic and how it supports these cases. 6 methods, we talked about this. This is very important. This is very important. That's a major. Make sure you know that. That's how you're supporting these the attorneys. Medical documentation. We're going to show you that. Impairments. We're going to show it. That's worth something. In other words, that's worth money. By the way, that's what personal injury is. It's converting an injury to money. That's what personal injury is. That's all it is. Impairments, pain and suffering, need for future care. Okay? Those are major financial components. Now, if you don't have the documentation for these, you don't have a case. Right? The case that I just told you earlier about, what did they offer that? It was a 33-year-old lady, divorced, single, raising her 6-year-old daughter by herself. She couldn't bend over and pick up and hug her 6-year-old daughter. How many of you in here right now would take a check for $100,000 to not be able to bend over and pick up your 6-year-old daughter? How many of you would take a check right now for $100,000? You never could pick up your 6-year-old daughter again the rest of your life because you're back pain. How many of you would take that check right now? So you see, it's not worth that check. Well, she couldn't do it. Well, what did they offer her? 0. You know why they could offer her 0? You know why? Because that attorney and she did not have a doctor that knew how to document the case until I came along. And I was able to sell the attorney. I'm going to teach you that. I'm going to teach you marketing. He gives me the case. I document it all. We go to court. Well, the insurance company's sitting pretty big and mighty, right? They got 2 medical doctors against this little wimpy chiropractor. Right? They got no broken bone, no disc injury, no nerve, no concussion, and 2 medical doctors saying she's okay. Why would you, if you were the insurance company, why would you give her any money? Why would you offer her anything? And you wouldn't, would you? Okay? That's what we were up against. And then we took the case, we ran it through, and I'll share with you how we won that case. Actually, everything I did in that case, you're going to learn. You're going to learn this weekend. We went through, documented everything, and it was a good case. I mean, she had really obvious problems, but she had soft tissue problems. She didn't have a broken bone. And I was able to put it all together and explain it to the jury. And guess how much? About half of that jury were women. Guess how much that jury liked that lady couldn't pick up her 6-year-old daughter anymore, and I was able to show that jury and explain why she couldn't without being in pain. Guess how much that jury liked it? They didn't like it at all. They came back and gave the full policy limits.